Hey, good morning, everybody. So happy Aloha Friday from Honolulu. We got a nice jobs report number this morning, right? 220,000 payrolls added. The unemployment level stayed at the same. I think it was 6.8, 6 point something. Still high, but starting to show that promising growth, right? The opening of the economy, it's taking effect. Probably just another reason that we don't need stimulus. Uh, we've been talking about that. We really don't need that stimulus. But they're going to push it through anyways. It looks like it'll be done by maybe midweek next week. They're finalizing in the Senate. They've gotten over some hurdles, so we'll see how that goes. Other than that, guys, we had this growth here. Now, the market, it's kind of in a weird moment right now, right? The number for you guys that are chart watchers on the NASDAQ's the one to watch right now. A close below 12,686 puts it in correction territory. It actually touched that yesterday, but we got a little rally in the end of the day that kind of pushed it out of that. It'll be interesting to see how things shake out this morning. Let's kind of share screen here, and I'll show you some of the action I'm talking about. So you can see Dow futures. Let's do a refresh here. Now, remember something, guys. Be careful with information from CNBC. These are actually delayed quotes. If you look at the timestamp, 8:41, it's actually 8:52 right now. They're about 10 minutes delayed. So let me give you a live quote here. For you guys that are looking for apps that work real well and stuff, I like to use this little app here. It's called Stocks Tracker. You can find it on any of the Play Store, the Apple stores, for free. But it's really great. It's got really good for you Bitcoin people. It's got a really nice live quote of Bitcoin, but it gives you live quotes for futures and stuff. Let's go see what futures look like right now on this. So yeah, the Dow's up about 200, the S&P about 27, and the Nasdaq's popping a little bit, 50. VIX is down about 4% in pre-market. Oil is up, gold is down. That pretty much makes sense, right? And then at 10 years, it's calming down a little bit. Now, what I was talking about with this employment report, guys, is it's good, right? We need this. It's economic growth. It's important, but it's also a double-edged sword because it brings inflation, right? And the Fed's kind of in a position where it's difficult for them to combat inflation. Powell reassured the markets yesterday that the inflation, we should expect it, and it's normal. It's very normal. And he says it should be just temporary. So that didn't help the market yesterday, right? The market kind of took that the wrong way, and it just sold down. You can see that we're back over that 1.6, guys. That's what shook the market last week. If you remember, when it hit 1.6, that's when that big sell down started in midweek last week. And we'll see how this shakes out in the morning. Again, it's kind of a crossroads, right, for investors right now. The economy's starting to grow, so we're starting to get the economic growth. On the other end, we're getting inflation, which can be bad, right? And then on top of it, you've got a market that just came off that big leg at the end of the year, so a lot of stuff's overvalued. So valuations come into play. Let's see how we shake out, guys. It's Friday, so volume's usually a little softer, but it might be a little better volume day today because there's some excitement in the market. But other than that, guys, it's always best to just not try to guess. Let the market tell you where it's going. And you can see that 10-year right now is at about 1.6. 10-minute delayed quote on futures. You can see across the board, it's looking good. CNBC and pre-market has moved that 10-year up to that cryon. So it's quick to find. And you can see the news is just pretty tame this morning. Good news about the job growth, not a whole lot of stock market stuff. Tommy Lee, he's a perma bull. He's always going to say buy the dip, even if you're down 700%. He's a perma bull. But the jobs growth was good, guys. And, like I said, it's a double-edged sword for you as an investor. So that's why I've been talking to you guys about kind of having two parts of your portfolio, right? Yeah, we're option traders. That's what we do and stuff. But you always want to have a part of your portfolio that's built for all-weather markets. Really, guys, if you look at the chart, In fact, let's share screen one more time before I let you go. It's Friday, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. But if you look at a chart of like the S&P, right? Really, with all this drama and stuff, right? You see all this drama we go through every day, right? We're either big green, big red, big green, big red, very dramatic, right? But if you look at the chart, we really haven't done anything, right? We're just kind of in that channel there. Now it's been creating this downtrend here on the S&P, so we'll see how that works out. That's a 1-year chart. But you break this down a little bit, go down to 6 months, you see how dramatic this is getting, right? You have the peak there and it's almost walking across that line. It's also getting to some support levels. If you right there at about 37.55, and then you look for your bottoms there, maybe about 3,700. We'll see how it shakes out today, guys. It's interesting, right? And then you go with like a 1-month chart. Okay, CNBC. We're not going to work now. Anyways, yeah, that's a 1-month chart, and that's the last 30 days of action there. And you can see after making that a high there, it's just been a trickle down. We're not changing trends, guys. We're kind of in this trickle down right now, technically, but we're not changing trends as far as reversing to go up. So I don't know if this is a buy the dip right now. Let's go look at a Dow chart too at the same time. Or let's look at a NASDAQ chart, since NASDAQ is the one that's not the NASDAQ chart we want. Sorry, guys. I'm a little under the weather. It's been cold here in Honolulu, and I think I caught something. Something caught me. Hey, you see the NASDAQ chart too, right? That looks even more definitive, right? Where does it stop? That's what you have to ask yourself. Where does it stop? It's kind of at support right now, which makes sense because it's near that correction level. But for you chartists, you mark that line right now. Your line is 12,686, a close below that. And guess what? We're in correction territory. What's the next stop? Well, bear market. So let's see how we shake out, guys. Not a whole lot of advice today other than step back. You should have your plays. If you've got plays on the table, you work with those. You should have good part of your portfolio built. And you just kind of on a Friday, just step back and let it kind of shake out itself. I wouldn't even get into this mush. Other than that, guys, you have a great weekend. Okay. Thanks for watching this week. As always, we'll be back next week with our morning updates. And also too, on Tuesday, we'll have our stock of the week. And they've been doing good. If you think about it, if any of you guys got into that ET, in fact, before I let you go, let's go look at that ET, because that's a nice little entry into an oil play without having to spend too much. Let's go take a look at it. We'll just use CNN for this. CNBC. You can see it's up another 17 cents, but it's a great dividend stock. And you see how, guys, it's been on this uptrend here. We think it's going to move back up into that $12 range at some point. But it's like the market. It's been going a little bit sideways the last few days. But you look at that 6-month chart. If you make it a little smaller, that's a nice move there. It looks like it's ready to try and take out that top this morning and maybe move on to a next level. That's how you do it, guys. You just buy it, you hold on to it, it appreciates in value, it gives you a 7% dividend. That's what I'm talking about. Right now, options are difficult. Sideways market is always difficult for options, right? Unless you're buying them in the money in very short term, which is generally putting a lot of risk on the table. Complicated option strategies can work in a sideways market, but really, do you want to be a rocket scientist or do you want to be a trader? I always tell people that. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. It's Friday. Let's wind this week down. You guys enjoy your weekend. Like I said earlier, we'll be back next week with another update and morning updates and a stock of the week on Tuesday. All right, guys.